hot and spicy chicken skewers. Let's get it. Now, if you guys come on in here and take a look, you can see I got a few ingredients right here. Don't forget the full ingredient list will be on my website. That's Smokin and Grillin with AB.com, and that's WITAB.com, right? So look, I'm gonna start off by talking about these skewers right here. If you guys didn't know, anytime you get a skewer, you know what I mean, they wood, bamboo, whatever it's made out of, you want to pre-soak them, right? So they can be nice and wet and moist. So when you put them on a grill or in your air fryer, in this case, you won't have any issues with them burning and getting the tips, all dark and dried out, right? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm finna go ahead. If you look at this, these are my chicken. We're gonna be using chicken breasts. We're gonna be using chicken thighs, right? So I'm gonna move everything and I'm gonna get, just to get set up to start. So now that I got everything right, set up, so that I can work, right? So we'll look right here at this thigh. You can see this, you see this fat right here? I'm going to go ahead and start doing a little trimming. It depends on the company and where you get your chicken from. You want to get it, you wanted to have it kind of like clean. That's a little bit, excessive right there. It's up to you how long you take to trim some of this fat. This wasn't the greatest job when they took some of this fat and skin off, but this is what you want to have, right? Now, a little fat is okay. You can see right here, I'm not trying to just get this completely clean. You know why? Because the reason, that's like flavor. We need a little bit on there, right? So what we want to do is cut this down into about 2-inch, pieces. All right, we do this, and we'll do this. You want to kind of like get them all the same, same size. So we just go here, and that'll be fine, right? So something like this will be fine, right? And don't forget, we're gonna have them on a skewer, right? So we're gonna bunch them all up on there. We're gonna get a marinade for them, and we're gonna get these right. So let me go ahead and finish cutting up a couple of more, and then I'll show you what the next process will be. All right, so you guys can look. You see these like this. Now, if you get some of these longer pieces like that, where it gets thin when you're using that the chicken thighs, right? What we're gonna do is we're just gonna fold them over. You see how I did that? Real simple. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my spices, and we're just gonna add these in the inside right here. Right? What you want to do is get yourself a whisk and mix your spices together. Now, we want to take our chicken and put this in here like that, and then we're gonna go ahead and give this a mix. This is gonna be like, our spice marinade, so it can go ahead and get some flavor. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure you move this around. Make sure each one of your chicken pieces is completely covered, right? And then we're going to give it some time to soak in. It's about 15, 20 minutes, So if you got somebody in the kitchen, just go ahead and talk, because we're going to make our, our actual liquid marinade and put them on there too. All right, so look, now that you've picked up everything up off at the bottom, right? All your spices is on here. I like to do it this way first, then I'm going to go ahead and just add a couple of tablespoons of this extra virgin olive oil, right? That's infused with garlic. And now we're just gonna give this a little go at it. It was already tacky enough where you didn't have to add no oil in the beginning. It doesn't really, I guess, make a difference, but I like to do mine dry spices first. Then I come over the top with the, my infused olive oil. Now, if you guys don't have that, any cooking oil will do. I would like to use olive oil, whether it's infused or not. That's my tool of choice. All right, so I'm loving what I'm seeing right here. Now, just to level it up just a little bit more, we're gonna go ahead and hit it with a little a little lemon zest. I don't know what made me want to say onion, folks. Right? Just give it that little refreshing, taste to it. Now, if you look at this right here, you saw me go twice. See how I get a little bit more white right there? Just one time with a little bit of pressure. You just want to get the yellow part, right? So just one time down, that's all you need. That white becomes bitter, folks. So if you didn't know that, now you know. That's enough. I just use like almost about 80% of the lemon for the zest, right? Then I use, you know what? I don't know what I was about to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut this down like this, right? And then we're gonna use the juice from it also. I like to put my hand down here and use the slots in between, keep them kind of close so we can pick up any, seeds, right? This is our strainer. And there's one seed. Really just want to use the half. So when you're looking at it like this, right? I can see a little lemon juice. Look, that's that fresh, real lemon. So So now we go ahead and just give this a, a work over. Make sure we don't see none of that no more. So look, you remember how you saw it at the bottom? Now I can do like this. You don't see anything running down at the bottom. It's putting that lemon juice along with that zest on the chicken. Man, I can taste this mentally already. Now, set this over here. You guys can use a sheet pan. I got a bunch of these trays right here. So this is what we're gonna do. Remember, I told you guys in the very beginning, you must, pre-soak your skewers. If they would, I'll just say that. Now, I'm gonna take this. All right, we'll just put that there. And what we wanna do is now, we just wanna start building these up. So remember I talked about when they flat, we just fold them. Look at this right here. Now here's one a little bit bigger, a little bit on the thicker side, but that's okay. You know what? We just want to get it like this. Be careful when you're using this. I usually separate between, and I can feel before it pokes through to make sure I don't stab myself, right? So we'll just put one in like that, right? And what we do is we continue on doing this until we get them to the top, right? So sometimes you might want to come in this way, right? Make sure you watch out for your fingers. And then we just kind of like give it a little like this. And we go like that. You see that? Now I'm gonna add another one. I like to do it about 4 or 5. It depends on the size. I know we start off with one thing and we say one, we'll say 2 inches. I think that's cool. You know what I mean? Look at that right there. So now we just continue on, until they come out all the way, we get them all the way towards the top. All right, so now we coming up on the last couple. Once you do one, I think it'll be much, much easier for you guys. You guys will be able to just knock these out, So you'll find your rhythm, how you want to do them. And to be honest with you, these will be such a hit, you probably want to do 16 chicken thighs, Now, I like to let this sit, our marinade and everything. I like for it to sit on top of there for at least about 15 minutes, right? So with me taking time, me filming and all of that, this will be just fine. Now, before I go ahead and fire before I fire my air fryer, what I want to do is we finna make our sauce, right? Now, we only gonna do some basting with it. So for the first 7 minutes, we're not gonna have nothing in it, right? So that's almost coming up on 15 minutes. So I'm gonna start this process, then I'm gonna go ahead and put these in. All right, so only prep you gotta do is to take your red chili, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this down like that. I'm gonna cut this, let's see. We'll cut it, open this up. You know what I mean? I'm just looking. It's got a couple seeds in it. We'll just get rid of these seeds. You know what I mean? It's up to you guys how hot you want this to be. Hot on the spicy side. This few, and these couple of little seeds, this will probably be fine. So let me just go ahead and finish cutting this down. Right? And then we're gonna mince this down nice and small. Now, I'm gonna mince these down nice and small because we want to get that flavor, folks. So I'll start off with like a little bit of a medium flame, right? First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add, kind of like want to get a little color to this. We're not just don't want it just to be melted. We're gonna kind of like brown it just for that type of flavor, right? So we'll brown this butter first. All right, so listen, now it's time. It's been past 15 minutes. We already started browning our, our butter. So listen, we'll go ahead and switch this over. Now remember, every one of these are gonna be different, right? So I switch it over to chicken, then I wanna use 350 degrees. So we just hit this until it goes to 350, right? And then our whole total time is gonna be nothing but, I'd say about 15 minutes, right? But we all know we gotta have a meat thermometer that should make it, ain't no should. We wanna make sure that when we check our temperature is 165 degrees. Now me, I always spray a little non-stick spray, inside of my air fryer. Now what you wanna do is just go ahead and place your skewers. Remember, they're already pre-soaked. So you just want to line them up in the inside, just like you got them right here. Now we put this in, everything is set. All we have to do is hit start. All right, so as we browning, we go ahead and add our soy. All right, make sure you reduce your flame down to like a low. Now I'm back putting in my red chili flakes, just watching it. Right, we at a low. Look at that right there. That's what you want to have. Now we're gonna add our garlic. All right, then the aromatic after that, after you put garlic in, anything hot, it kicks back an aroma that's just incredible. Now, our Thai chili. Right, and then our honey. Now is the time for us to check because what we want to do is we want to baste, right? So we're going to check on our chicken right now. All right, so now we want to take this out, right? Move these over. I guess I kind of yanked it when I was pulling them out. But look at that right there. Whew. Yes, sir. All right, so now what I want to do is I just want to go ahead and baste, right? So we use our hot sauce to put this on here like this. Look at that. Oh yeah, these are gonna be good, folks. Now after I get through basting on this side, I'm gonna turn them over and do the other side also. Okay, so I just flipped them over, and now we do the same thing on the other side. Then we just take them, put them back in the inside. Everything is already set. It'll come back on, and then we wait till it finishes. And then we double check. We're gonna baste them one more time when they come out, but we're gonna double check to make sure we're at 165. Okay, my timer just went off. Let's take these out. When meat, chicken pieces are this small, come on in here, look at that right there. I really don't have to tempt this. I know. You guys should all know that too. If you've been making, chicken for a minute, when they small like this, been in there 15 minutes, if I hit this like this, let's get up in there in that meat. Yes, sir. We at this one's at 170. Oh, now it done moved up to 180. You know what I mean? Now let me check another one. Don't forget, this was dark meat. Now look at this one right here. God, these are gonna be fire, folks. Okay, folks, so look, I just set everything up right here. Tell me this right here ain't no masterpiece. You know what I mean? This right here is nice. Put a little green on here just to make the picture pop. That's why you're here. Now, with that being said, you know what I gotta do? I gotta go ahead and get me one of these. So I'm gonna just take it. Now, eating a skewer, to me, is a little bit on the messy side. I got it. Some of us will, take it and be eating off of it like that. But you know what? I'm from LA, folks. I don't just be putting all these in my mouth like that. You know what I mean? I care about the way I look. So it's okay to take yourself and put one of these. Man, I can barely hold myself back. Because you want to talk about moist? Look at this right here. Oh my goodness. You know what? You see that right there? With that little bit of char. I'm not finna over talk you, folks. Cheers. Woo-hoo. Now look, I'm gonna hurry up and finish this one up so I can sit down and enjoy this one. I don't know if y'all can see it on my face. You know what I mean? I'm nowhere near no actor, but this right here is right. This, once you make this, if you had never made it before, if you make this right now, I promise you probably make it tomorrow too. Remember what I said, you might want to increase the recipe because these don't last long. And you see it made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, skewers. So I would just say double the meat. You know what I mean? And then you can get yourself, 12 skewers out of that. They can be made in the oven. I'll go ahead and write something up, put that in the recipe card too. You know what I mean? You guys can make them in there, but the air fryer make them so quick, especially if you got one of these. If you got an air fryer, you can make these in your game room. Now, let me just say this part. The part about like the Thai chili, it's more so for the flavor, not for the spice. It gives up a little bit, but I'm telling you, it's very, very kid friendly. This whole thing is it right here. Now, if you want to reduce some of the spices in it, some of the heat, you can just go ahead and reduce some of the chili flakes. Now, with that being said, listen, talk to me down in the comment section below. Tell me what you would serve this with. I know right off the bat, you're thinking of a white cup of rice. That works with that too. Make a lot of sauce, mix it up, and then you can just mix the rest of the game. Now, if you're new to my channel, let me just take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. You know how I do. I'm out, y'all. Peace.